President Trump has fired the nation's top Labour statistician after a weak jobs report, breaking with decades of precedent. The Bureau of Labour Statistics, long seen as politically neutral, now faces questions over its independence. Experts warn this move echoes dangerous global patterns of political interference in economic data. As trust in institutions erodes, the integrity of US economic reporting hangs in the balance. President Donald Trump's abrupt dismissal of Bureau of Labour Statistics Commissioner Erika McEntarfer has drawn sharp criticism from economists and former officials, with many warning that the move could undermine the credibility of the nation's most trusted source of economic data. The firing followed the latest jobs report, which revised employment numbers downward by 258,000 over May and June. Trump called the report manipulated and claimed it was intended to damage his administration, without providing evidence. The White House has not offered proof supporting those allegations, but insists the president acted out of concern for transparency. Kevin Hassett, director of the National Economic Council and one of Trump's top economic advisors, defended the decision during appearances on multiple news programs. Hassett said the president wants officials in place who can ensure that figures are more transparent and more reliable.
The president wants his own people there so that when we see the numbers, they're more transparent and more reliable.
Critics, however, warn that such a move sets a dangerous precedent. Lawrence H. Summers, former Treasury Secretary under President Bill Clinton, pushed back strongly during an interview with ABC. Summers said the idea of political interference in federal statistics is baseless and deeply troubling.
BLS numbers were manipulated for political purposes. McEntarfer's firing was way beyond anything that Richard Nixon ever did. These numbers are put together by teams of literally hundreds of people, following detailed procedures that are in manuals. There's no conceivable way that the head of the BLS could have manipulated this number.
The Bureau of Labour Statistics, a division of the Department of Labour, is responsible for producing key economic indicators, including employment, inflation, and productivity data. The agency routinely revises its monthly estimates as additional data from employers becomes available. The BLS emphasised that recent changes stem from newly submitted reports and recalculations of seasonal factors. McEntarfer, who was appointed in 2022, acknowledged her dismissal on social media, calling her time at the agency the honour of her life. She expressed pride in the professionalism of BLS staff, but did not comment directly on Trump's accusations. The political battle over job data is rippling through financial circles as well. Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell, speaking at a recent press conference, stressed the importance of accurate data to both public and private decision-making. Powell said that good data helps the government, but it also helps the private sector. He noted the difficulty of tracking the output of a $20+ trillion economy in real time and underscored the United States' leadership in economic reporting over the past century.
Good data helps the government, but it also helps the private sector. It's very hard to accurately capture in real time the output of a $20+ trillion economy. And the United States has been a leader in that for 100 years, and we really need to continue that, in my view.
Recent declines in survey participation have added to concerns about data quality. The BLS monthly payroll survey, which reaches over 121,000 employers, had an 80% response rate before the pandemic. That figure has now dropped to roughly 67%. As a result, each initial estimate is subject to revision in the following 2 months as additional reports are received. The recent downward revision for May, 125,000 fewer jobs than previously estimated, was the largest of its kind since the early months of the COVID-19 crisis. Former BLS Commissioner William Beach told CNN that such revisions are common and not evidence of foul play. He added that there is no way for a commissioner to rig the jobs numbers. speech pointed to a similar 500,000 job revision that occurred during Trump's first term as an example of the statistical process at work. The White House says a new BLS commissioner will be named within days. Trump is also expected to nominate a replacement for outgoing Federal Reserve Governor Adriana Kugler, whose resignation adds to uncertainty at the central bank. As the debate continues, experts warn that undermining the perceived independence of statistical agencies risks more than a single news cycle. It could weaken the foundations of informed policymaking at a time when trust in institutions is already under strain. President Trump's decision to fire Erika McEntarfer, head of the Bureau of Labor Statistics, following the release of weak job numbers, has sparked concern among economists and government transparency advocates. Although the Bureau operates under the Department of Labor, its independence in producing neutral, accurate data is considered vital for effective policymaking. Experts warn that undermining statistical independence sets a dangerous precedent. They point to international cases, Greece, China and Argentina, where political interference in economic data led to crises, international mistrust, and even criminal charges against statisticians. In the US, the implications are already being felt. Former Federal Reserve Chair Janet Yellen called the move alarming, while current Fed Chair Jerome Powell stressed the essential role of trustworthy data in maintaining economic stability. The new acting commissioner, William Wojciechowski, is a long-serving professional easing short-term concerns, but uncertainty looms. The broader issue is not just about data integrity, but democratic accountability. As former Greek statistics chief Andreas Georgiou noted, reliable numbers help a society see itself clearly and solve problems. If political agendas shape official statistics, both sound policy and public trust may falter. The episode raises uncomfortable questions about the future reliability of US economic data.